The Rochester City Attorney's Office has announced it will charge Shiloh Hendrix with 3 counts of disorderly conduct. Wrote this up over at phantompulse.com. You can find the link in the description below. These planned charges come 4 months after Hendrix was captured on video saying the N-word multiple times during an argument with a man at a park after she reportedly caught a kid stealing from her then 18-month-old son's diaper bag. In fact, the actual report here from the city indicates that the kid did indeed steal from her son's diaper bag here. It says here, one of his children, YJ, is 8 years of age and is profoundly and visibly autistic. Due to his disability, YJ does not understand typical boundaries and requires intensive parental supervision. SHJ explained that at some point while at the park, YJ approached a diaper bag that belonged to someone else and took an applesauce pouch from the bag. SHJ saw YJ take the item and attempted to retrieve the item from his son. Defendant also saw YJ take the item from her diaper bag and began chasing YJ as well. YJ climbed the playground equipment in an attempt to get away from his father and from defendant. Defendant became very angry while chasing YJ. Defendant shouted at him and repeatedly used a racial epithet, the N-word. YJ is of Somali background, causing YJ to freeze. Based on her anger and her words, SHJ feared that the defendant may strike YJ. Defendant angrily grabbed the food item from YJ and did not actually strike the child. But they admit here that this kid did indeed take the applesauce pouch from her backpack. So that is actually in their report. As far as the charges, each of them carries a maximum penalty of 90 days in jail and or a $1,000 fine. As part of the announcement, the Rochester City's Attorney's Office said this matter involved a large amount of evidence and required careful consideration of potential charging options across multiple offices. Additionally, under Minnesota law, prosecutors are required to involve and consider the perspective of the crime victim. Given the sensitive and complicated nature of this case, along with the high level of public attention, completing the necessary reviews and conversations with the victim's family took longer than usual. As the legal process moves forward, the city recognizes not only the significant attention and emotion surrounding this case, but also the complex and lasting impact situations like this have on communities of color and our broader community. Conversations and activities are unfolding across many different spaces, reflecting both immediate reactions and long-term needs. These ongoing efforts will continue regardless of the outcome of the legal proceedings. Rochester City's Mayor Kim Norton added this was a situation that deeply affected many people, especially our communities of color, and caused real turmoil in our community. We acknowledge the lasting impact this incident has had, not only on those directly involved and across our community, but also in the broader conversations happening at the state and national level. These moments remind us of the complexity and far-reaching impacts of situations like this. The city remains committed to staying engaged and proceeding with transparency and care, continuing efforts that support accountability and progress in Rochester. So this is clear evidence that woke cancel culture is still alive and well. Now, do I think that Shiloh Hendrix should have used that language? No, I do not. I'm going to kind of echo what Phantom Pulse co-owner John De La Rose has previously said on this subject. He said here, civil discourse requires clean speech, and shouting vulgar language at each other is a sin. On top of this, directing it at a youth is beyond crass and should be condemned, even if her subsequent follow-up to show she has no fear of the cancel pig following her was entertaining. So 100% agree with what he had to say here. It's also kind of something that Matt Walsh had also kind of talked about as well. So should she have said that? No, absolutely not. Was it sinful? Yes, that's what I agree. Should the city be trying to legally punish her for disorderly conduct? Absolutely not. And in fact, if they're going to be going after Shiloh Hendrix, then why aren't they also going after the man who was clearly following her and recording her throughout the park? I have to imagine that there is probably harassment happening in that case under the laws of Minnesota that they could probably pursue. So I find it very interesting that there is nothing happening towards that. And that leads me to believe that this entire thing is being racially motivated. And we can even see this kind of in the mayor's comments. So I think maybe the federal government needs to step in here and take a look at what is going on in Rochester City, what is happening in the state of Minnesota, and see if they are actually engaging in racial discrimination here and trying to target Shiloh Hendrix because of her race, and whether or not we can actually go after this city mayor. Now, I think that is exactly what needs to happen because I'm tired of this stuff. I'm absolutely sick of this stuff. It's ridiculous. The double standard needs to end, and we need need to put a stop to it. And that's all I see here out of this case, because this is just utterly ridiculous that they're even filing these charges. It's just stupid. It's absolutely stupid. Did what Shiloh Hendrix say was wrong? And do I disagree with it? Yes. Should she be charged for it? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And if they're going to charge her, well, they need to be charging the guy who was literally following her around, recording her and baiting her and harassing her as well, and trying to cancel her, which is exactly what he tried to do. And will the Rochester City's Attorney's Office go after all of the people who were saying mean things to Shiloh Hendrix online? Are they going to do that? I highly doubt it. It does not look like that is the case. Clear double standard happening here, and this needs to be ended. This needs to be ended. President Donald Trump, I think, should get involved, should go after this Rochester City mayor, should go after their attorney's office, and should go after the state of Minnesota for even allowing this stuff to happen. I mean, this is just utterly ridiculous. But let me know what you guys make of this. Let me know in the comments below. Remember to always be charitable, especially to each other, and to always, always speak the truth.
Why would you be afraid of the people? Why are you not afraid of God instead of man?